A berth in the Sweet 16 is on the line tonight here inside the Chrysler Center as the 3rd seed Michigan Wolverines play host to the 11th seed Villanova Wildcats. Hello everybody and welcome to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan basketball, a little Monday evening style alongside Kellen Flynn. I'm Jared Greenspan here inside Chrysler Center. Last season, Michigan reached the Sweet 16 for the first time in program history. Today, the Wolverines look to get back there for a second consecutive season. And so much of what they do rests on Naz Hillman. Kellen, we were here on the call Saturday, and boy, was Hillman's prowess on full display.
Absolutely. Naz Hillman was an absolute force, 24-11 for the Wolverines, and she ended up sitting out a lot of that fourth quarter because they were simply up by so many points they didn't need her. Something I noted in that broadcast, she had 4 offensive rebounds in the first quarter, and there was a stretch in that game where she had 6 straight points, a assist, and a steal, all over the span of like 2 minutes, which is just showcases everything she can do. She had an and one, a post up there, a mid-range jump shot, just doing it all for the Wolverines, and it's going to take that kind of performance to knock off a red-hot Villanova Wildcat team today.
That game was on Saturday, a convincing 74-39 victory over American. The Wolverines easily avoiding any potential upset, shaking off rust from a long layoff as well. Today, the task gets a little more difficult with a red-hot Villanova team, as you said. The matchup in the round of 32, the Wildcats upsetted the 6th seed BYU in the round of 64, and they are led by Maddie Siegrist, one of the most prolific players in the country. She averages 26 points per game. That trails just Caitlin Clark in all of college basketball.
Yeah, and Siegrist, one of the best players in the country, like you just said, Big East Player of the Year this year. Typically, you'd see that as a UConn player, not this year. Maddie Siegrist outplaying anyone in that fine women's basketball program there in the Big East, and she does it all for this team. Averages 9.4 rebounds a game along with those 26 points. She had a bit of a slow start against BYU, but able to pick it up and still finish with a team high in points, so it's a tall task to stop her.
Hillman and Siegrist, of course, the 2 focal points. I found it interesting that yesterday both coaches said in their press conferences it's not really a matter of stopping the 2 stars, but just trying to slow them down. And I guess you could argue that whichever does a better job of that may be punching their ticket to the Sweet 16 later tonight.
And another big piece is how the role players play, because we saw that in Villanova's game. They had a couple of players off the bench have big games. Number 2, Caitlin Oriole had 10 points off the bench against BYU. She's a 3-point-per-game player for this team on the season. Both teams need some kind of boost like that from someone off the bench or a starter that typically isn't a high scorer if they want to come out on top.
Counting down the seconds just now until introductions, Michigan and Villanova in the round of 32. A trip to the Sweet 16 on the line tonight here inside the Chrysler Center.
Just an electric atmosphere here at the Chrysler Center.
And we're sitting courtside for it. A bit of a change up in terms of views and perspective for us tonight. Down here right along the court, which is very exciting.
First time sitting courtside covering a game, so I'm not complaining too much about that.
We'll take a quick break here, give way to the sounds of the arena as the video is played on the Jumbotron and introductions are imminent.
It's now time to meet tonight's starting lineups. First step forward from Villanova, a 6'1" sophomore forward out of Israel, number 12, Lea Brown. And forward from Michigan, a 6'3" guard from Michigan, a 6-foot freshman from Cincinnati, Ohio, number 5, Lea Brown. At guard from Villanova, a 5'9" freshman from Morrisville, Pennsylvania, number 3, Lucy Olsen. At guard from Michigan, a 5'11" junior from Sciotsville, Indiana, number 3, Maddie Siegrist. At guard from Villanova, a 5'11" junior from Longhorn, Pennsylvania, number 15, Brooke Bowen. And at guard from Michigan, a 5'8" senior from Syracuse, New York, number 23, Danielle Brown. Head coach from Villanova is Dennis Dillon. And head coach from Michigan,
So both starting lineups have been announced. We'll run you through them real quick in case you didn't catch them. For Michigan, Maddie Nolan, Layla Filia, and Danielle Roush man the backcourt. Naz Hillman and Emily Kaiser strong down low. For the Wildcats, Lucy Olsen, Brooke Mullen, Leor Garzone, Brianna Herlihy, and Maddie Siegrist. Of course, Siegrist being the real one to watch there. Wolverines and Wildcats, a berth in the Sweet 16 on the line tonight from the Chrysler Center. Thanks as always for listening to WCBN Sports alongside Kellen Flynn. I'm Jared Greenspan, and this should be a good one tonight.
Absolutely, Jared. Both teams getting ready to roll here, and the big upset. Baylor getting knocked off by South Dakota.
You definitely know that Michigan has seen all the upsets in this NCAA tournament. Baylor is down, Iowa is down. Michigan doesn't want to add itself to that list.
But the winner of this team, now avoiding Baylor, draws that 10-seeded South Dakota. Definitely a much more favorable matchup than having to play the Bears.
Both teams taking the floor just now. Wolverines donning the home whites. Villanova in the navy blues with white lettering and light blue trim. Michigan and Villanova about all set to go. It'll be Naz Hillman and Maddie Siegrist, the two star players in the middle, to jump things off. We're just waiting on the TV signal right now. Both teams are ready. The crowd is pent up, jumping along. The maze rage here as always.
Just a raucous environment here in the Chrysler Center. These fans are ready to explode.
Michigan, Villanova, a berth in the Sweet 16 on the line tonight here inside the Chrysler Center. Naz Hillman and Maddie Siegrist ready to tip it away. The refs have been given the signal. We are ready for action. And away we go. The tip won by Villanova, controlled by Lucy Olsen. She'll take it right to left for the Wildcats, played up top by Filia. Olsen curls right, pressed by Filia, flips for Garzone, swinging the corner, Siegrist. Dumps it underneath. Herlihy works the baseline, shut off by Kaiser, up and under, slips it up with the left hand, left it short, and Kaiser clears.
Great move by Herlihy, just couldn't finish that one.
Michigan for its first possession of the evening. Naz Hillman in the short corner on the left side. She's doubled by Garzone. Spins out of it on the wing, drops it underneath for Kaiser at the elbow. Swings right side, Nolan, clean look at a three. In and out, fight for the rebound. Filia has it on the right block. She's tied up by Olsen, and it's gonna be a jump ball. And the possession arrow will keep it with the Wolverines.
Maddie Nolan had a clean look at that one. The Nova defense just lost her in the scramble to get back with their players after they doubled Naz Hillman, just couldn't knock it down.
Roush inbounding underneath the basket for the Wolverines on the near side, giving the corner Nolan. Thought about a three, and she stepped on the end line. The court not wide enough for Maddie Nolan, so a turnover for the Wolverines. No score here. 40 seconds gone by between the 11th seed Villanova Wildcats and the 3rd seed and host Michigan Wolverines. It's Olsen striding right to left down the middle, calling out a play. Nearly traveled, gets it away right side. Herlihy now Garzone further on the wing, flips to the point for Siegrist. Give left wing for Herlihy, pressed by Kaiser. Herlihy underneath, Siegrist gets her touch. Spins baseline on Filia and lays it up and in.
And that's a mismatch that the Wildcats are going to exploit every time. Filia switched on to Siegrist, and that's a really tough matchup for the Wolverines.
Siegrist gets the first points of the evening. 70 seconds in, Villanova up 2-0. Kaiser catches on the right wing with Siegrist, hands off for Nolan, wraps around the Hillman screen to the point, kicks back right side for Roush. Roush finds Kaiser flashing at the high post, working with Siegrist, back outside Roush on the right wing with 7 to shoot. Roush dumps it underneath for Hillman, and she couldn't catch it, tried to save it, throws it right to Siegrist for Villanova. 2 turnovers for the Wolverines. Olsen in a hurry up the right side for Herlihy. Herlihy across the lane, kicks it out left side. Garzone launches for 3, too strong. Fight for the rebound, tipped out of bounds, last touch by Felia. She was fighting with Olsen, and so it'll stay with Villanova.
And this is a Wildcat team that is not afraid to shoot the 3, top 30 in the country in 3-point shots attempted this season. They'll let it fly from deep.
8:19 left here in the first quarter. Pass underneath for Garzone. Got free. Good defense by Nolan, and she airmails the layup. Roush quickly up ahead left side. Felia. Felia takes it to the rack. She's shut off by Mullen and then throws it away. Garzone tips it to herself. She's in the clear. Foot race down the other end. Lefty layup is good. And the Wildcats are up 4-0. 2 minutes gone by.
Slow start for the Wolverines, just like last game. They were able to turn it around against American.
Roush on the attack, circles her way to the block, now flips back to the point for Naz Hillman. Hard bounce pass underneath Kaiser, doubled at the right block, tied up by Siegrist, and she has it sent back. Olsen has it for the Wildcats, looking to push again. Herlihy down the far side, across the lane, kicks it out Mullen, extra feed Siegrist, left corner 3. Too strong, weak side board, knocked out of bounds, and a whistle and a foul is going to go on Layla Felia. So Villanova causing all kinds of problems for Michigan on both ends of the floor in the early going. The Wildcats have really come to play.
Yeah, they have. They've come out firing. They're pushing it in transition. They're playing really tight defense and making the Wolverines work.
Olsen to inbound, searching, gets it in left short corner for Siegrist, working with Hillman. Kicks for Garzone, skip pass cross court on the right wing for Herlihy with Kaiser. Back to the point for Garzone, who catches at the block end. Pressed by Nolan, give left side Mullen, 8 to shoot. Skip feed cross court right corner, Olsen lines up a right wing 3. That's off the heel, no good. Rebound comes out to Roush, pushing down the middle, 3-on-3. Roush challenges Garzone down the alley, arcs up the runner, sent back by Garzone. Villanova has numbers. Olsen down the middle in a 4-on-3. Veers left, pitches it for Mullen. Steps into a left wing 3, left is short. Long rebound comes out to Maddie Nolan. And Michigan will look to settle down. 7 minutes left in the first, still without a bucket.
I'd really like to get Naz Hillman a touch here if I'm the Wolverines. Settle it down, get it to your star player, let her go to work.
And Roush looking for Hillman, throws it away. Herlihy fronts the pass and has a steal. 6:45 left in the first. Villanova blanking Michigan up 4-0. Olsen up top with Nolan. Push pass on the left wing goes to Herlihy. Drops it to the point for Garzone with Roush. Shot clock down to 13. Garzone swings left side for Siegrist. Matched up with Hillman. Underneath Herlihy. Across the lane. Knocks over Kaiser and a blocking foul is called. The crowd frustrated with that one, and the Wolverines 3.5 minutes into this game still scoreless.
Yeah, a couple of turnovers early have really been the bane to the Wolverines. Just got to take care of the basketball. And again, we saw that against American early on. They were really sloppy, able to turn it around, but this is a much, much better team than they saw on Saturday.
Substitutions for KBA looking for a spark. Amy Dilk, Lea Brown, new backcourt. Danielle Roush sits, so does Felia. Steal for Dilk, right into the game and making an impact. Weaves her way into the front court, now pulls back, drops it underneath for Hillman, fronted by Siegrist, goes up with the left, got it to go. Naz Hillman has lifted the lid off the basket, and Michigan's on the board down 4-2.
And the Wildcats were really trying to prevent that from getting into Hillman. Hillman just too good down low, gets position, and able to finish through a double team.
Olsen flips left wing Siegrist, swing further along the left side for Herlihy. Back on the left wing Mullen, right side it goes to Siegrist, straight by Hillman. Given the further on the right wing now for Olsen, pressed on the perimeter. Flips back to the point for Herlihy with Dilk, drives left, down the alley, all the way to the cup. Left-handed runner off glass, too strong. Dilk clears, Michigan pushing again. Dilk down the middle, flips underneath Hillman, running the floor, sent back by Olsen. Villanova with excellent transition defense, and now the Wildcats will get into a set. 5:35 left in the first. 4-2 Wildcats lead. And a whistle on an offensive foul is going to go on Mullen away from the ball, jostling with Dilk.
The Wolverines have just been a little out of control in transition sometimes. That time again, Naz Hillman just going maybe a little bit too quick.
But the defense has kept the Wolverines in the game. Wildcats just one of their last 7 from the field. Michigan down 4-2. First quarter almost halfway through. Dilk handling up top, drops it off right side on the wing for Lea Brown. A step inside the arc, flips left wing. Kaiser swinging to the corner for Dilk. Dilk fires cross-court, dangerous pass, caught by Nolan in the corner, drives baseline, flips it up, off the window, it's good. Maddie Nolan ties the game up at 4.
It's a great take by Maddie Nolan. Got to close out hard if you're the Wildcats because you know she's the shooter, takes advantage and finishes through some contact inside.
4-4, 4:55 left here in the first quarter. Olsen handling at the point for the Wildcats. Zigzags around the screen, moves left, fires a skip feed into the corner for Mullen. Back cross court, it goes to Garzone. Garzone on the wing with Nolan. 8 to shoot, up top Herlihy, 5 to shoot. Herlihy with Kaiser, got to make a move down the alley, and a whistle and a foul on the floor is going to go on Emily Kaiser on the push.
That's 2 quick ones for Emily Kaiser. She's likely going to have to sit for a little bit now.
So 4-4 the score. Michigan having a very slow start, not too different from what we saw Saturday against American, in which the Wolverines trailed 8-4. So 4-4 the score, 4:40 left here in the first quarter. Quick reminder here that this broadcast of the NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship is authorized under broadcast rights granted by the NCAA through Westwood One. It is intended solely for the private, non-commercial use of our audience, and any reproduction, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the NCAA and Westwood One is strictly prohibited. Second time doing that. I think I'm a master at it now.
Could do that for a living.
I'll consider it down the road. So 4-4, Michigan and Villanova. Wildcats just 2 of 9 from the field. Wolverines just 2 of 6. 4 turnovers for Michigan. A very sloppy game. Neither team really settled in so far.
Yeah, the Wolverines just, like we said, turnovers have been the main issue. They've gotten a couple of good looks that they haven't been able to knock down, but it looks like they're starting to settle in a little bit more and running some of their sets, but the defense has really been the key for Michigan. They've had some really great defensive possessions. Herlihy has done a nice job for the Wildcats getting to the rim. Hasn't been able to finish all of them, but she's gotten by Kaiser a few times. And the big thing with that is Villanova runs a 5-out offense, so there's typically going to be space in the paint for dribble drive penetration. Going to be big for the Wolverine on-ball defenders to try to stop that penetration because the paint's going to be wide open. It's going to be tough to bring help. We
mentioned the Star Watch in the opening. Naz Hillman and Maddie Siegrist, 2 of the best players in the country, and both defenses so far proving that they're up for the task. Villanova's done an excellent job on Hillman, really fronting her and making it difficult for Michigan's guards to get her the ball in the post. Hillman just with 2 points so far. Meanwhile, Maddie Siegrist just 2 points as well. So neither star really getting going so far, and as a result, both offenses have gone with them. It's just 4-4, 8 total points, 5 minutes and 20 seconds into this ball game.
And I said at the top of the broadcast, someone's going to need to step up for both of these teams. Maddie Nolan's been aggressive early, hunting her shot, getting to the rim on a couple of occasions and letting it rip from deep early. I'm expecting to see more of that, and she could be one of the players that if she starts making shots from the outside, it opens it up for Hillman, and this offense really can start humming.
So much of each team's game plan revolves around stopping the opposing team's best player. You figure there's room for other players to score. As a loud ovation on the big screen for a few members of the men's basketball team who will be playing in the Sweet 16 themselves down in San Antonio. Hunter Dickinson in the house, Terrence Williams as well. Substitution out of the timeout. Emily Kaiser, straddled with 2 fouls, will take a seat. Elise Stuck into the game. So it's Dilk, Nolan, Brown, Stuck, and Hillman for Michigan. Villanova still rolling with all of its starters. Mullen, Siegrist, Olsen, Herlihy, and Garzone.
Villanova doesn't have a super deep rotation. Typically go about 3 deep on the bench.
It's Villanova basketball on the timeout. Wildcats will inbound underneath their own basket. It'll be Mullen to put things into motion. He's searching, still looking, fires it up the left side. Dangerous pass caught by Herlihy. Fended off, Stuck for the orange. Herlihy moving right, flips along the right wing. Mullen fakes the 3, scoots by Brown, gets in the lane, kick out on the left side, but first an offensive foul. Amy Dilk stepping in to draw the charge.
And that's a big foul call because Olsen was in the corner and she was open to knock down that triple. Good find, but the charge bails the Wolverines out.
First substitution of the game for Villanova. Bella Runyon into the game as Mullen takes a seat. Amy Dilk controls up top. Michigan has not led in this game. They've trailed wire to wire, although we're just about 5.5 minutes in, looking for their first lead of the game. Nolan underneath finds Hillman at the right block, goes up strong and lays it in right on cue. Michigan in front for the first time today. It's 6-4.
The Wildcats doing all they can to prevent Hillman from getting it inside, but once she has it, really tough to defend without fouling.
Olsen at the point, looking to re-engineer the offense for the Wildcats. Flips on the left wing for Siegrist with Nolan. Up top, Herlihy swings right side for Olsen with Brown back to the point. Garzone, quick trigger on a three, bombs away off to the left. Rebound O'Herlihy at the block. Goes right back up with a jump hook across the lane, and she swishes it home. And we're tied at 6 apiece. 3:40 left in the first. Amy Dilk scampers down the far side, lobs underneath for Hillman, fronted, and O'Herlihy able to track it down. Then she throws it away. Loose ball picked up on the left side for Lea Brown. Brown underneath Hillman, catches on O'Herlihy, goes to her left. The layup is good. Naz Hillman puts Michigan up 8-6. She's starting to take over with 6 points.
Again, she just catches it inside in the transition period there, and there's nothing the Wildcats can do one-on-one. Naz Hillman's going to eat that up all day long.
Garzone on the right wing, gives up top. Olsen wide open. She'll pull trigger on a three, rims off. Rebound Naz Hillman into the hands of Dilk. Michigan hurrying down the court again. Dilk moving left along the far side. Now slows things down for Michigan. She'll backpedal towards the block M and call it a play. Flips on the left wing for Elise Stuck. Dribble handoff with Lea Brown. Brown pump fakes, uses a Hillman screen, moves to the high post, moving right, drops underneath for Stuck. Stuck in a straight jacket and lost the handle. Steal for Runyon. 2:40 to play in the first. Olsen zigzagging the other way, flips for Siegrist. Swing left side for Runyon. Runyon off the bounce, kicks it back out left wing. Herlihy lines up at three, splash! And Villanova back on top. It's 9-8.
You mentioned how the Wildcats will pull those threes. Herlihy finally gets one to drop, and she especially is known to rip it from deep.
Maddie Nolan on the right wing, gives to the point for Lea Brown, calls for the Hillman screen, now slips it, drives left, gets inside, barrels over a defender, count the basket and a foul. Thought for a moment it might have been an offensive foul, but Lea Brown gets the blocking call and has a chance for a three-point play.
And we saw in the game against American, Lea Brown's aggressiveness to wanting to go at defenders, go get her buckets. That's going to be really big for the Wolverines in a tight game like this, to have someone that on the perimeter you can give it to. She can create her own shot and go get buckets when you need it. That's big time from a veteran leader on this team.
And against American, it finally looked like Lea Brown had her feet back under her. She missed so much time in late February with an ankle injury that she originally suffered at the end of January. As she makes the free throw here to put Michigan up 11-9. She's still not starting yet, but if Michigan can get Lea Brown back to playing high-impact, high-volume minutes, that would be a big boon for this team. And then a turnover in the backcourt. Hillman has the ball. She lays it up and lays it in with the left hand. Full court press with Roush and Hillman. They're deploying it again here, and Villanova is all out of sorts. Jetting down the near side and into front court is Olsen. She nearly lost the ball, picked up and fired underneath for Siegrist, who lays it in. A frenetic sequence there, and Villanova within two, 13-11, a minute 43 to play. A steal on the other end. Now Michigan gets it back for Felia, tussling with Olsen. Floats it out right wing Roush, and now Michigan tries to settle down. Lea Brown on the right wing gets a high screen from Stuck. Carves her way to the foul line, in the lane, jump shot, rims out, it was halfway down, and Garzone clears.
That's a really good shot for Lea Brown. I know it didn't drop, but that's a shot the Wolverines will take all day long.
Runyon at the point, flips it into the near side corner for Oriel. Draped by Hillman right along the sideline. Siegrist calling for the ball, doesn't get it. Oriel on the drive, nothing doing. To the point, swing left side, Siegrist. Siegrist, jab steps, 8 to shoot. Siegrist on the crossover, gets to the pocket, short corner jumper. Oh, it's pure. Maddie Siegrist knocks it down, and we're tied at 13.
And there's a reason she averages 26 a game. It's that right there. Can create her own shot, taking advantage of the younger player Stuck.
Hillman misses from point blank range. Rebound knocked out of bounds. It'll stay down here with the Wolverines. 46.7 ticks left in the first. A fast-paced game, an electric game, I would say so far. Michigan and Villanova tied at 13. Neither team wants its season to end tonight.
You can tell, although it's a 3-11 matchup, this is a very good 11 seed in Villanova. Placed second in the Big East. They fell to UConn in the conference championship game, but They were 23-8 on the year, only 4 conference losses in the Big East.
Lea Brown dribbled it off her foot right in front of us, trying to save it on the floor with Runyon. And it's a jump ball going to Villanova. So a turnover underneath for Michigan. Meanwhile, we have a substitution on each side. Isabel Verrazao checks into the game for the Wolverines. Herlihy back in for Villanova. So Lea Brown, Roush, Verrazao, and Hillman, the 5 on the court for Michigan. Garzone handling at the point. There's a 13-second differential shot clock, game clock. Pressed by Felia, drops off high on the right wing for Herlihy with Brown. Flips to the point for Siegrist, working with Felia. Siegrist gets a screen, blitzed on the perimeter, floats right side for Runyon. Runyon fires back for Siegrist, 10 to shoot, swing left side, Garzone lines up a 3. That's good! Garzone rings in a triple. Villanova up 16-13. Michigan can hold for the final shot. 12 seconds and running left here in the first quarter. Roush at the block end, give left side, Verrazao flips on the wing for Lea Brown. 6 seconds, Brown around the Hillman screen to the foul line. Brown pull-up jumper, rims out, Verrazao chipped it, ball still loose, Felia trying to save it, she does, but that point is moot because the first quarter has come to an end, and it's the Villanova Wildcats, the 11th seed out of the South, on top of the 3rd-seeded Wolverines, 16-13.
Wildcats playing fantastic on both sides of the ball. The Wolverines tried to heat them up a little bit with the pressure, and even on the second time, they still got 2 tip passes, just unable to corral the ball, and eventually wound up in a Maddie Siegrist layup. But a couple of big outside shots from the Wildcats, the difference here in the first quarter.
Well, the first quarter started off very slowly, a snail's pace. Neither team could get its offense going. And then on the other end of that under 5 timeout, it was just boom, boom, bam. Both teams moving at a fast pace up and down the floor. Still very sloppy basketball, but in terms of pace, it was night and day. First half of that first quarter and second half.
And then Naz Hillman with 8 points. Not a shocker that she's leading the way for the Wolverines, but I've already mentioned it. The Wildcats not afraid to rip it from deep. 8 3-point attempts in that first quarter compared to 1 for Michigan. Only knocking it down at 25% is Villanova, but those outside shots have proved to be valuable with a 3-point lead.
And Michigan took a 13-11 lead. Naz Hillman was starting to percolate. She had 8 points, and then the Wolverines went cold, didn't score in the final 2 minutes of that quarter, allowing Villanova to jump back in front on the heels of a 7-0 run. So a lot to talk about, I'm sure, for KBA in her huddle right now. Michigan's got to slow it down, play a little more within itself. They looked a little rushed, a little frenetic throughout that quarter.
Yeah, they have to find some ways to get Naz Hillman the ball within the offense. It feels like a lot of times they've been trying to force it to her, and it's been in situations where the Wildcats have been able to take advantage of that and get a lot of steals off of that. There's been at least 2 or 3 times where the Wildcats have turned over the Wolverines trying to force it into Naz Hillman. When you're able to get into her organically on clean post-ups, it's really, really tough to stop, and that's where a lot of those 8 points from Naz Hillman have come from.
Sweet 16 trip on the line tonight here inside the Chrysler Center. Thanks as always to listening to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan basketball. Wolverines made the Sweet 16 last year, lost in heartbreaking fashion to Baylor. They've spoken all offseason, all season about not only wanting to get back there, but go even further. This team has its sights set on very large goals, and rightfully so. They've been excellent all year. But those dreams could end tonight. Down 16-13 at the end of the first quarter to the pesky Villanova Wildcats, the 11th seed out of the Big East, upset BYU on Saturday and looking to pull off another stunner tonight against Michigan.
Yeah, the men's team and the women's team both with Villanova draws in the tournament.
What are the chances of that, right?
But both of these should be good games. Obviously, this one tight through 1. Men's team will look to advance to the Elite 8.
We all know the history between Michigan and Villanova on the men's side. I won't spend too much time reliving that horror story of 2018, but these two teams on the women's side have played twice before in program history. Michigan has won both, and coincidentally, they've both been in postseason. So all 3 matchups between Michigan and Villanova on the women's side in the postseason. Michigan won in the NCAA tournament back in 2013, and then Michigan won in the semifinals of the women's NIT in 2017. So Michigan looking to keep that pattern up tonight. They certainly have their work cut out for them. Down 16-13 at the end of 1. Both teams on the floor just now, and we're about ready for action here in the second quarter. Isabel Verajao searching for someone on the inbound pass, still looking, fires into the backcourt for Brown, who was pressed by Runyon, and she'll take it left to right. Brown out there with Filia, Roush, Hillman, and Verajao. Handling at the point, guarded by Runyon, flips high on the left side for Hillman. Now at the elbow, drops it underneath Filia, works the baseline, layup, in and out, but she's fouled. That went high off the backboard and nearly fell home, but somehow sputtered out.
I really thought that one was going to drop, but just a tremendous backdoor cut from Layla Filia to open up a scoring opportunity for the Wolverines out of the break. That's good offense there from Layla Filia.
And so Layla Filia, the freshman guard from Cincinnati, Ohio, has really stepped up this season and knocks down the first free throw, especially as Amy Dilk, the veteran point guard, has battled injury for so much of the year. Filia has stepped in nearly seamlessly to fill that void. One more free throw upcoming, and it's off the heel and bounces off, no good. Went off the backboard again and got an unfriendly bounce. 16-14, 9:40 left in the second quarter. Villanova on top. Runyon in the short corner on the far side, given the wing for O'Hurley. Matched up with Filia, defers back to the block M for Olsen. Directing traffic as she shuffles her feet, flips on the left wing. O'Hurley draped by Filia, gets into the lane, foul line, pull up off the heel. Right side board goes to Lea Brown. Brown with her head up, comes the other way, drives right on Runyon, tosses back out on the right side of Roush. She'll reorganize things, give for Hillman at the high post, drops underneath Verajao. Verajao lowers her shoulder across the lane, flips up a wild shot, won't go. Hillman flies him to the board. Straddling that baseline, she's double teamed, and that's gonna go the other way, a 3-second call. So Naz Hillman came down with that basketball in a crowd and had nowhere to go.
Yeah, great job by the Wildcats to surround her underneath. Didn't give her anywhere to breathe. Couldn't get rid of the ball.
8 turnovers now in the game for Michigan. Uncharacteristically sloppy, but credit Villanova. Michigan deploying a bit of a full court press now. Villanova breaks it. Olsen down the far side. Garzone spots up for 3. She's got it. Another 3 for Garzone, her second of the game. And the Wildcats are up by 5. That's their largest lead of the game.
That pressure backfires on the Wolverines that time.
Roush on the right side gives for Lea Brown with Runyon. Flips on left wing Roush. Gives for Filia, who flashes to the point. Right side feed goes to Lea Brown. Gets a Hillman screen, moves her way to the high post. Underneath finds Hillman at the roll. She's doubled, spins to her right. Sent back by Siegrist. Siegrist came over on the help and just swatted that one right out of bounds along the baseline.
Great double by Siegrist. Runyon, smaller player. Naz Hillman was likely to score there. Good double and forces the Wolverines to reset it.
Roush for Brown, left side short corner, fouled on the jump shot by Runyon, who whacked her on the elbow. And so Lea Brown will head to the stripe for a pair. 8:27 left in the second quarter. Villanova up 19-14.
At the line, shooting 2 for the Wolverines, number 32, Lea Brown.
2 free throws upcoming for Brown. She made her first free throw on the day. And knocks it down. Roush, Brown, Hillman, Nolan, and Filia, the 5 out there for Michigan. That free throw off the heel too strong for Brown. Garzone the board. 19-15, Wildcats still maintaining a 4-point lead. Garzone into the forecourt, handles the block M, whistles left side for Siegrist, drives on Hillman. Tried to pull back for the jumper, but lost the handle. Gets it away for Runyon, right back Siegrist, right back Runyon. Runyon to the foul line on the drive, slips down the alley and draws the foul. Maddie Nolan whistled for the block.
Good recovery there by Naz Hillman. Siegrist thought she had Hillman beat. Great recovery to force Siegrist to pull up and pass it out. Villanova still draws the foul there, but no easy buckets.
8:09 left to play in the second quarter. Runyon puts things into motion underneath the basket. And a foul before the inbounds pass is going to go on a Wolverine. It's going to be on Layla Filia. That's Filia's second. We'll see if KBA keeps her in the game for now.
Foul starting to tally up here a little bit for the Wolverines.
Inbound comes in on the short right corner for Hurley. Looks to back down Brown. She's got an isolation. Spins to her right shoulder. Flips it out. Won't go. Lea Brown a strong board. Pushing left to right. Villanova gets back. Brown down the far side with Garzone. Bobbles the dribble. Kicks it back out left side. Filia now up top Roush, and she'll reset. Roush swings left wing for Filia. Underneath for Hillman. Fronted and fouled by Siegrist. who's done a great job tonight on Hillman, but a little too overzealous coming from behind that time.
Yeah, that's tough to guard. Obviously, Naz Hillman does a great job of walling off there, and the only thing Siegrist can do is foul to prevent the ball from going through.
Inbound comes on the left side. Nolan spots up for a high arcing three off the mark. Fight for the rebound underneath. Danielle Roush, all of 5'8" amidst the trees with the board. Underneath Hillman, lays it up, lays it in with the left hand. Beautiful high-low from Lea Brown, and the Wolverines trim the deficit to 2.
Great job by Naz Hillman to seal off, call for the ball, easy deuce.
Up the left side is Nolan, played by Roush, or Olsen rather, played by Roush. Across the lane, doubled from Hillman. That's going to be a jump ball, and it's going to Michigan. Danielle Roush on both ends providing intensity.
She's fired up after that one.
The jump ball will stay with Villanova rather. Nonetheless, great play from Danielle Roush. Runyon will inbound it underneath the basket. 7:22 left here in the second quarter. Villanova up 19-17. Garzone handles and makes her way to the point, shadowed by Roush. Moving right, nothing doing. She picks up her dribble, gives right side for O'Hurley with 5. Underneath, down the alley, sent back by Brown. Dilk with the board. Olsen at her shot block. Dilk up ahead, right side Roush. Drops it underneath, looking for Hillman. Dangerous pass, and she gets bailed out by a kick ball from Garzone. And that's just Danielle Roush trying to do a little too much on that possession.
Yeah, Hillman just wasn't really open there. That was a really, really tough pass to make. No lane to get through.
Roush inbounding underneath the basket for the Wolverines. Still looking, drops it in right side. Lea Brown across the lane, leans in. It's a play on, and she gets it to go. And we're all tied at 19. Lea Brown now with 6 points.
That's that scoring punch they've needed.
And Chrysler rising to its feet. 6:45 left in the second. Tied at 19. Garzone launching deep right wing 3. Oh, she hits. Garzone bombs away to silence the crowd.
Garzone is feeling it in this first half from distance.
3 3-pointers now for Leor Garzone. Villanova right back in front, and a whistle and a foul underneath on Villanova. I believe it's on Runyon. And it is. That's foul number 2 for her. She heads right to the bench. And O'Reilly is into the game for Villanova, replacing her. 6:27 left in the second quarter. Wildcats on top, 22-19. Roush inbounding underneath the basket for Michigan. Gets it in near side corner. Nolan, swing right side, Lea Brown. Brown up fakes, waits for a Hillman screen. Now that calls it off, drives left across the lane, kicks out Roush, swing left corner, Dilk. Dilk fakes the 3, now backpedals beyond the arc. Shot clock down to 7. Dilk underneath for Hillman. Hillman spins, goes to her left, forces it up, banks it in. Over a double team, Naz Hillman draws Michigan within 1.
That right there is why she's an All-American. Double team doesn't matter. Naz Hillman fights through and makes a big time play.
22-21, Villanova with the lead. Hurley in the short corner on the near side, pressed by Hillman, wraps her way around to the foul line, gets inside, scoop shot, missed it from point blank range, and Nolan clears. Michigan looking to reclaim the lead. Nolan down the middle. Skip feed in the near side corner, Roush fakes a 3, scoots by her defender, kicks it back out right wing Lea Brown, and now Michigan gets into a set. Brown waits for the Hillman screen, uses it, pulls trigger, straight away 3, in and out, fight for the rebound. Olsen knocks it to herself, and Villanova gets the possession back. Olsen veers left, hands off Siegrist, thought about a 3 in the wing, works her way to the corner, she's doubled, back out Olsen, she'll pull trigger, left wing 3, it goes down for Lucy Olsen, and Villanova back up 4 again, 25-21.
Wolverines have to stick with these shooters for Villanova. That's way too many open shots from deep.
5 threes now for the Wildcats. Dilk down the left alley, hangs, bank shot, left it short. And the rebound gobbled up by Hurley. Wildcats back in the groove. Olsen right to left down the middle, 4:52 to play in the second. Olsen gets a play for the bench, calls it out. Guarded by Dilk, flips left wing for Garzone. She's had the hot hand tonight. Garzone to the point for Olsen, matched up with Nolan. Olsen drives left. Hillman poked it loose. Loose ball picked up by Roush. Roush down the middle. Give left wing Lea Brown. Lea Brown across the lane, into the lane. Flips it up with the left. Got it to go. Tough taking a make for Lea Brown, and Michigan within 2.
Lea Brown very aggressive, going after her shot, and that's exactly what the Wolverines need right now. It's been all Hillman and Brown carrying the offensive load for Michigan.
25-23, 4:15 left in the second quarter. Chrysler getting loud again. Herlihy up top with Nolan. Gets a high screen from Olsen, moves left, picks up her dribble, finds Siegrist at the left block, powers into Dilk, bank shot, missed it. Dilk clears. Michigan's bench wanted a foul on Siegrist on the board, didn't get it. Rouse the other way, left to right. Underneath, Dilk slips through traffic and she blows the layup. Hillman the board, goes back up, basket won't go, but she's fouled. Naz Hillman cleaning up the mess. And she'll have 2 free throws coming up at the other end of this timeout. 3:55 left in the second quarter. This game keeps getting better. Villanova up 25-23.
And Naz Hillman, we talked about in the last game, offensive rebounds. She has 2 so far in this first half, and this one could be paying dividends at the stripe. But Naz Hillman's one weakness in that game against the Eagles of American was free throw shooting. Did not shoot it particularly well from the stripe. She's going to need to have a better performance from the free throw line tonight for the Wolverines to have success.
Michigan's offense has done much better since the opening few minutes when it went the first 3 minutes of the game without scoring, but its defense now has fallen off a little bit. Villanova bombs away from deep, a lot of open looks. The Wildcats have made 5 of their 11 3-point attempts.
And that's one of the benefits of running that 5-out system that Denise Dillon has implemented here at Villanova. When you get dribble penetration, it forces help or a wide open layup. And when the Wolverines have helped, the Wildcats have done an excellent job of kicking it back out to their shooters, and then the shooters knocking down the shots. They're shooting it 45% from deep right now, a lot better than in that first quarter.
Michigan's done a nice job against Maddie Siegrist, who averages 25 points per game on the season. That's the second highest figure in college basketball. She has just 6 tonight, but it's Garzone with 11, including 3 threes. Meanwhile, on Michigan's end, Naz Hillman has 12, and Lea Brown, who looks more and more like herself, has 8. So that's where things stand now. 25-23, Villanova on top. 3:55 left in the second quarter. A berth in the Sweet 16 on the line tonight. The winner would play South Dakota, who upset Baylor in a shocking result last night.
And you know the Wolverines would love, this is a ways down the line, but Louisville is in that bracket.
Some redemption there.
Yep, early season loss to the Cardinals.
First, Michigan's got to take care of business tonight, defend the home court.
Away.
Long way to go there. Wolverines undefeated this season at the Chrysler Center. This is their last home game. So that, along with so much else, at stake tonight. Michigan and Villanova Wildcats have come out strong, playing that same brand of basketball that led to the upset over BYU. They go fast, they make threes, they're pesky, and they rely on Maddie Siegrist. Tonight, it's been a little bit of everything for Villanova, and they're up 25-23 with 3:55 left in the second quarter.
Wolverines I'd imagine they're talking about turnovers and talking about closing out on those shooters. Those have to be the big things. They've cut down on the turnovers a little bit, but you really have to close out on those shooters because you can't afford to keep giving up open threes to a team that's shooting it over 45% from deep.
They addressed one problem, then another one arises. We'll see if the Wolverines can stop both leaks as both teams are coming out of their timeout huddles just now. 3:55 left in the second quarter. Michigan trails by 2, 25-23. So Monday Night Basketball, March Madness style, inside the Chrysler Center. Naz Hillman has 2 free throws upcoming. She's a 67% free throw shooter on the season. Could tie the game up with a pair here. Roush, Brown, Hillman, Dilk, and Nolan, the 5 out there for the Wolverines. Hillman good on the first.
Free throws, another big thing in March. Teams that make their free throws typically win a lot of games.
Second free throw, good, right on cue. Hillman makes a pair. We're tied up again, 25 apiece. Villanova, Michigan, Sweet 16 on the line. Mullen for Garzone in the backcourt, tries to break the pass, but Brown knocks it out of bounds right to WCBN's very own Zach Linfield in the front row of the Maze Rage. Hopefully he goes back and listens to that, makes a clip of himself. Villanova still trying to get it across down the near side, and Hillman rips it away. It's a jump ball. O'Real dribbled right into a straitjacket, and Michigan forces a turnover.
And KBA opting to ratchet up the intensity. It's a much riskier style of defense, obviously, when you have 3 defenders on 1 offensive player, but that time pays off for the Wolverines. They force the turnover.
3:44 left in the first half. Brown inbounds to the backcourt for Amy Dilk, and she'll take it left to right down the middle. Played by Cawley, who's just into the game for Villanova. Dilk up top, giving the right wing for Lea Brown into the corner. Maddie Nolan, quick trigger on a 3. She's got it! Maddie Nolan rings it up, and Michigan's on top 28-25.
And you could tell she liked that. She felt in rhythm. Smooth release from Maddie Nolan, one of the best 3-point shooters in the country.
No hesitation, and Michigan's back in front. Can Villanova answer? Olsen, left side Siegrist, pressed by Hillman, right back to Olsen. Drops right side for O'Reilly. Played by Dilk, flips left wing Garzone. Garzone attacks, foul line pull up, good look, rims off, Hillman clears. Quick outlet fired up the far side for Roush. Roush for Dilk. Dilk thought about a 3, thought better, waits for the Hillman screen, gets to the elbow, now defers up top for Nolan. Nolan underneath Nas, draws a crowd, had her pass batted backwards, out for Lea Brown, right wing 3 off the heel. Nas with the board, power dribble, she's double teamed, goes up, got it to go! Nas Hillman puts Michigan up 30-25.
Nas Hillman with the fantastic offensive rebound there. I don't know how she got that one to go through traffic, but she did.
Garzone on the right side. Chrysler Center deafening. Left wing Olsen wide open for 3. Off the heel. Long rebound. Karam's out to Cawley. Villanova will reset. Garzone at the point. Moves left. Hands off for Siegrist. Brown switches onto her with 10 to shoot. Siegrist on the crossover drive left. Hop steps into the lane. Floater in stride is good. Oh, what a tough bucket for Maddie Siegrist to quiet the storm.
Yeah, tough is a great word to describe that one. Just an excellent move from Siegrist.
Hillman, cross-court pass left side, goes to Lea Brown. Brown waits for the Hillman screen, wraps around it, moving right. Down the alley, kicks in the corner, Roush. Roush off the dribble, gets to the lane. Lefty runner, won't go. Strong rebound underneath, goes to Cawley. Pushing up the left side, Siegrist barrels into Nolan. It's a play on. O'Reilly to Siegrist on the left side, underneath Olsen down the alley. Olsen hangs and hits. And Michigan cannot believe that that was a play on. And it's a big swing in Villanova's favor. The Wildcats cut the lead to 1, under 90 seconds to play in the second.
Yeah, I don't get that one. Maddie Nolan clearly had position there, was established and got bumped.
Dilk up top, dancing with Olsen. Given the right wing for Lea Brown, underneath Hillman. Hillman doubled at the block. Draped by Cawley, it's a jump ball. Nas a little slow there getting rid of it, recognizing the double team, and it's going back to Villanova.
And Maddie Nolan having a word with the official, looking for some clarification there.
So Michigan opened up a 30-25 lead, and then in the ensuing seconds, it's been all Villanova. Wildcats down 30-29, 72 seconds left in the half. And Villanova with the rock. Olsen right to left down the middle. Directing out a play for Villanova. Pressed by Dilk. Wildcats, the 11th seed. Michigan, the 3 seed. Olsen curls left, feeds Garzone, bombs away from the corner. Too strong on a 3. Weak side board reeled in by Nolan. Dilk down the middle, wards off a defender. She's doubled, and this is going to be another jump ball. How many jump balls have we seen tonight?
At least 4 or 5 in this first half.
And
both teams.
I think that's a testament to the physicality and scrappiness and also the sloppiness of this game. 50.4 seconds, fans behind us clamoring for a foul. Roush given the right side for Lea Brown, matched up with Garzone, calls for the Hillman screen. Brown gets a screen moving left, works away the elbow, down the alley, pulls up, she's got it. Lea Brown with a big time bucket, and Michigan's up by 3.
Lea Brown has been excellent so far tonight. She's got 10 for the Wolverines, 50% from the field. That's the scoring punch they've needed off the bench from the veteran.
29 seconds left in the half, about a 6-second differential shot clock, game clock. Garzone holds high on the block M, straddling the timeline. Lea Brown awaits for her. 12 to shoot for Villanova. Michigan up by 3. Garzone given the right side for Hurley. Pressed by Nolan. Hurley fires cross-court left corner. Olsen fakes a 3, drives into Dilk. Olsen across the lane, hangs and can't hit. Rebound hauled in by Roush with 7 seconds. Roush fires up the left side for Dilk with 5. Dilk into the lane. Dilk's floater, too strong. Back tap to Siegrist, and that is how the first half comes to an end. Michigan on top 32-29 in what was a frenetic, fast-paced, a bit sloppy back and forth affair between two teams that are very hungry for the berth in the Sweet 16 that is on the line tonight.
Yeah, the Wolverines in that second quarter there really amped up the intensity, got out in transition, forced some turnovers, and they just made shots, which is something that was more on and off in the first quarter. But Naz Hillman has been incredible as advertised through this first half. 16 points, 5 rebounds, just incredible. That's exactly what you want and expect from a March Madness game from your superstar big.
That 1-2 punch as advertised indeed. Hillman with 16, Lea Brown with 10. They really helped get Michigan out of the early offensive rut. Wolverines, just like they did on Saturday, started off very slow, but were able to round into form. They do have 9 turnovers, but they maintain a 3-point lead right now over the Wildcats. Maddie Siegrist with just 8 for Villanova. It's Lior Garzone who leads the way with 11.
Yeah, Maddie Siegrist, only 6 shot attempts, has been held in check somewhat by the Wolverines. They've done a really nice job of holding in check on the offensive end, but defensively, Siegrist has been very aggressive, forcing some turnovers on entry passes to Naz Hillman, and has still had a really nice impact on this game. 2 blocks and a steal, getting it done for the Wildcats.
And Hillman may have 16 points, but to me, I feel like Villanova's done a very nice job defending her. A lot of those points coming off just grabbing offensive rebounds. She has 3. She's had several putbacks. Villanova, even though Hillman has 16 points, the Wildcats aren't making life easy for Naz underneath.
No, there's been a handful of them. That most recent one where she grabbed the offensive rebound and this place was electric and she put it back. I have no idea how she got that in. She was standing underneath the basket, behind the backboard, and just found a way to put the spin on it to get it to drop.
So Michigan's on top 32-29 here at the end of the first half from the Chrysler Center. A berth to the Sweet 16 on the line. Michigan looking to make it consecutive trips to the Sweet 16 after not making it at all in program history until last season. This is shaping up to be a great one. You're not going to want to miss it. We're going to take a quick break. Kendall Spencer and Charlie Brigham will be back for the second half. For Kellen Flynn, I'm Jared Greenspan. As always, thanks so much to listening to WCBN Sports. We'll be back in a couple minutes or so, getting you ready for the second half. Michigan and Villanova, Wolverines up by 3.
Hello and welcome everyone back to Chrysler Center. My name is Charlie Brigham, alongside me, Kendall Spencer, and we're going to be taking over for the second half of this round of 32 matchup between the number 3 Michigan Wolverines and the number 11 Villanova Wildcats. And Kendall, what an exciting first half it was. Score going into half number 2. The Wolverines are up by 3, 32-29. Naz Hillman leading the way for the Maize and Blue with 16.
Naz Hillman, every single game, just makes it hers, and this is a prime example. She was dominating, especially down low. There were so many times where she had 2, even 3 defenders on her, and that wasn't stopping her. She still put the points up, or at least got fouled, and you know she's making those. She's doing incredible. She's really leading this Wolverines offense.
With 16, she's got half of the Wolverines total. Right behind her is Lea Brown with 10 of her own. And, you know, going a little bit unnoticed on the stat sheet, but Amy Dilk is having one of her best games in the past 2 years right now. Going into half number 2, she's got 3 rebounds and 1 assist, but she is everywhere, using her length on both the offensive and defensive ends to create space for her teammates, just being an absolute menace on the perimeter defending. What a first half from Amy Dilk. But looking on the other side of the Villanova Wildcats, they didn't have too shabby of a first half their own, namely Garzone leading the way with 11 points on 3 for 6 from downtown, and she is just letting it fly, not hesitant at all from beyond the arc.
No, she'll pull up and she'll take it from pretty much anywhere. The Wolverines have done a pretty good job at guarding her, but every time that they let her slip through the cracks, even a little bit, I mean, it's a little ridiculous, some of the shots she was taking. Seemed like there were 2 defenders on her, and she just managed to get open and put the shot up.
We got a little bit more than 2 minutes before second half action resumes, but before that, we would just like to thank you for tuning in to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan women's basketball here on YouTube. And make sure to ring that bell notification and click that subscribe button if you haven't already to be notified anytime we go live so you never miss a broadcast. We've got all sorts of stuff coming up with more men's and women's basketball, softball, baseball. Everything's getting underway. Speaking of getting underway, we've got a minute and a half. Again, Michigan is up 32-29 going into half number 2. Villanova pulled the upset in the round of 64 against number 6 seed BYU. Can they do it here is the question. This has been upset weekend in this half of the bracket. Namely, Baylor, number 2 Baylor losing to South Dakota. Also on the other side of the bracket, Iowa losing to number 10 Creighton. Like I said, double-digit upsets all weekend long. Villanova looking to continue that trend.
I think Villanova is definitely shooting at a rate that's going to, that, you know, they can keep in this game. They could win this game. On the defensive side, they've had a bit more trouble with guarding, especially Naz Hillman. And then as of recently in that second quarter, Lea Brown has really made, you know, she's bullied her way into areas to shoot. It's really going to be, do the Wolverines keep shooting themselves in the foot with turnovers? They had 4 within like 2 minutes in the first quarter, and it really showed. Kind of dialed that down, but they still have 9 in that first half. If they don't turn the ball over, it's really hard for Villanova to win this game.
Villanova's three-point shooting is keeping them in this game right now. Just under 40% from beyond the arc. Michigan only shooting 20% from deep. But Michigan is rebounding the basketball like crazy. Winning the rebound battle 22-12. And we've got 10 seconds left. Both teams in their huddles. Before we resume second half action, again, this is WCBN Sports live from Chrysler Center here in the Ann Arbor region. Number 3 Michigan facing off against number 11 Villanova. The Maize and Blue looking to get back to the Sweet 16 for the second consecutive year.
Winner of this game will move on to Wichita, Kansas. What a state.
The horn sounds and we are set to go. The Wolverines take the floor. It's Roush, Felia, Kaiser, Nolan, and rounding it out, the unanimous first-team All-Big Ten selection and the first-team All-American, Naz Hillman. On the side of the Villanova Wildcats, it's Olsen, Garzone, Herlihy, Mullen, and Siegrist. And it will be Mullen to inbound right in front of us here. Quick whistle, and we are underway. It'll be Olsen to bring it up, guarded closely by Lea Felia. Quick little drive over to the left side. Nice little dish-off pass to Siegrist. Ball swung up top to Mullen. Mullen now to the outside. 3 ball, that one drops. Herlihy letting it fly early in half number 2. And we are tied up at 32.
Herlihy with her second three-pointer here.
Villanova driving downhill with the right hand, initiating contact. Her layup won't go. Hillman pulls down the rebound, puts it up, fighting through contact of her own. No whistle, but she gets it to go.
That's exactly what's killing the Wildcats in this game is Naz Hillman down low. She's going to get that rebound, and she'll put it right back up.
30 seconds into half number 2, and Naz Hillman has 18 points on a 8 for 11 shooting from the floor. Olsen working up top. Now we'll dish over to Siegrist on the right wing, guarded closely by Hillman. Kick out, Garzone from way deep. That one hitting the backboard, and it bounces off a few players before making its way into the hands of Mullen. Villanova will retain possession. Olsen driving downhill, pull-up jumper from the elbow, hits the front of the rim and gets a friendly bounce, and we're tied back up at 34. Roush to bring it up in transition now. 24 seconds on the shot clock. Michigan has plenty of time to work. Nolan gets a high ball screen from Hillman, driving middle, kick back pass to Roush. 15 seconds left in the shot clock now. Bounce pass inside from Kaiser to Hillman. Up with the left hand, through contact, won't go. Kaiser pulls down the rebound, kick back out. Swung around the horn, Maddie Nolan for 3, this time too short. Herlihy pulls it down, and Villanova lucky to get away unscathed there. Mullen in transition for 3. Leaves it short off the front of the rim. Kaiser pulls it down. There's a Villanova player on the ground, so Michigan has numbers. Roush pushing in transition with the left hand. Kick back pass to Felia. And finally making her way back into the play is Herlihy. We're locked in 5-on-5. Roush up top, driving downhill with the left hand. 12 seconds left in the shot clock now. Going to be a whistle inside. Roush tried to feed it into Kaiser, who was held.
The Wolverines were a little bit upset in that first half with some offensive fouls on the Wildcats they felt like weren't called.
That one's going to go on Mullen, so Runyon will check in for her. Mullen now with 3 personals. Inbounds pass in cleanly to Nolan. Swung around the horn to Kaiser now on the right wing, right in front of the Michigan bench. Bounce pass inside for Hillman. Gets it up, and that one goes. Make it a 20-piece for Naz Hillman, and Michigan back out in front.
Hillman only saw about 26 minutes of game action in that game against Americans, so she's fresh and she's definitely showed it in this game.
A 24-point, 11-rebound double-double in just 3 quarters of action. The All-American sat the entire 4th quarter. Garzone, tough turnaround jumper, puts it straight off the backboard and into the hands of Kaiser. Roush up in transition, in and out, heading all the way to the rack. Up tough with the right hand, and it goes. Shifty little move there from Danielle Roush, and Michigan's up by 4. Olsen directing traffic up top, guarded by Felia. Now coming off the ball screen from Siegrist, and it's tipped away by Hillman.
It'll stay Villanova's ball. There's some confusion.
Wildcats basketball, 16 seconds left on the shot clock. Olsen will inbound in the backcourt and bring it up now. Game clock ticking, under 7 minutes left to play here in the quarter. Olsen driving downhill, tough floater from outside the lane. That one a bit too hard off the backboard.
There's been a couple of weird bounces off that net all game.
Roush, bounce pass inside for Hillman, squaring up to the basket. Looking for something now, can't get anything. Finally puts down the dribble with the right hand. Kick out pass to Roush. Swung up top, Felia, shot fake, one dribble, pull up from the elbow, and a friendly roll finds its way into Naz Hillman's hands, up through contact, and she'll shoot 2 now.
2 defenders on Hillman there, and she made it look easy.
We mentioned the rebound battle. Michigan is killing Villanova on the offensive glass right now. Not only is Michigan up in total rebounds 28-14, on the offensive end, it's 11-4.
You can definitely tell too, especially when there's those balls that just bounce off the rim. Naz Hillman's not going to let anybody beat her on those. The only way that Villanova's gotten any offensive rebounds is if they've taken like a weird bounce and landed, out beyond the arc or something.
With just about 6:30 to play, we go to the first media timeout of the 3rd quarter. Again, just highlighting the excellence of Naz Hillman. 20 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 steals for the All-American in just 24 minutes of action.
in addition to just an all-out dominant game for her, especially defensively. You can really tell that the ball kind of stops when it gets to her. They're not taking any shots near her, especially Garzon loves to kind of run up to someone and fake him out, but she hasn't even dared try that on Hillman.
A look around the world of women's college basketball right now. A bit of an upset going on between Oklahoma and Notre Dame. The five seed Fighting Irish are up by quite a significant margin, 60-25, as the second half is just about to start there.
That's all I have to say to that is just
Looking at the rest of the Wichita region, number 1 seed, the Louisville Cardinals, are still in the tournament. They have solidified their spot in the Sweet 16 with their round of 32 win over number 9 Gonzaga. They will play the winner of Tennessee and Belmont going on right now. And then the winner of this one between Michigan and Villanova will go to the Sweet 16 to play 10 seed South Dakota, who, as we mentioned before, upset number 2 Baylor a bit ago. South Dakota finished that game 61-47, a commanding victory. But probably the most surprising fact about that game, Baylor didn't have the lead a single time during that entire ball game.
That's incredible by South Dakota. That's very worrying if you're Baylor, but I guess it's over, and you can just think about that next season and through the entire offseason and probably forever.
Both teams talking through their strategy here again. 38-34 the score. Michigan out in front. They will have possession when the timeout horn sounds. Villanova scoreless in their last 2.5 minutes. And against a very, very strong offensive team in Michigan, you can't afford to go on too many scoring droughts.
No, you can't, especially because that's the only way Villanova can win this game. They've already established their defense isn't going to be enough to hold up against Naz Hillman, but even against a lot of the perimeter threes, Wolverines haven't shooting a lot from 3, haven't had much success in this game, but they'll take them, and they've been pretty open. They've just opted to go inside instead for the most part.
Michigan has showed this year that they can go on huge runs. The one that comes to mind, unfortunately, ended in a loss for the Wolverines, but their first game of the Big Ten tournament, they ended the first half against Nebraska on a 22-4 run. As the timeout wraps up, Hillman will go to the line to shoot 2, and she knocks down the first of the pair.
3 for 3 on free throws today.
The crowd falls silent here as Hillman puts the second one off the front of the rim. Siegrist will pull it down. 39-34 here in Ann Arbor. Olsen up top, directing traffic. Little pitch pass to Siegrist. Swung around the horn up top to Runyon. Lost it for a second, but now will reset. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Herlihy gets the ball up top, driving with the left hand. Tough scoop finish, won't go. Felia pushes in transition now.
Hillman is guarding Siegrist there, and Siegrist is the leading scorer, who's average scorer on Villanova, but she's been pretty quiet, only 8 points for her, and you can definitely tell because Naz Hillman's not letting anything get through to her.
The freshman Felia got a little bit ahead of herself there. The fastest player on the court, blew by all the Villanova defenders, but put the ball off her own foot. And now she'll head to the bench as Lea Brown checks back in. Siegrist swung over to Olsen. Now dump down pass inside for Siegrist, the second leading scorer in the country. Her shot just off the backboard and into the hands of Kaiser. Roush now working up the left side, going over for the dribble handoff to Brown. She'll get a ball screen now from Kaiser. 2 dribbles with the left hand, hesitation, bounce pass into Hillman now. Kick to the corner for Nolan, giving it right back. 12 seconds left in the shot clock. Long skip pass from Hillman. A bit too hot for Danielle Roush to handle. It goes through her hands and into the Michigan bench.
Situations like that are really like one of the only ways that Michigan's offense has been stopped, or like, you know, as you said earlier, Felia putting the ball off her own foot.
Hillman coming up top in a sort of one-player token pressure. Now Michigan collapsing. Villanova has struggled with the full court press so far in this ball game, barely getting it over there with 21 seconds left in the shot clock, 1 second to spare. Lob pass inside for Siegrist, kick out. Now finding a cutting Olsen. Great pass there up top from Oriole. And now this is a 3-point ball game.
And it's just slipped through a hole in the defense there and was wide open, right side of the net.
Roush calls a set. Lob pass inside for Kaiser. Dribble back with the left hand, spin around, gets her own rebound. Up again, and she's fouled. That one's going to go on Olsen, and that will be her second personal.
Like we mentioned, the points in the paint have been huge for the Wolverines, not shooting great from the three-point line, and also just not shooting a lot. And we said a lot with Hillman, but we're seeing with Kaiser too. They'll have 2-3 defenders on the girl down low, and they can't stop her. They can't really do anything about it.
We head to immediate timeout, so it'll be Emily Kaiser to shoot 2 when we wrap up. Also, just before the horn, Amy Dilk checked in for Danielle Roush. As the Blues Brothers plays, and Ann Arbor is hopping today. The entire lower bowl is filled out as well as the upper bowl. They've brought the curtains up. You know, you see a few scattered Wildcat fans around, but
mostly the parents.
It is almost entirely maize here in Chrysler Center.
It's a great time to be a Michigan Wolverine.
Yeah, absolutely. The men's basketball team just made the Sweet 16. Michigan women's basketball team looking to make their way to the Sweet 16. The Michigan hockey team just won the Big Ten. Gymnastics is doing as incredible as ever.
They just won the Big Ten too. 26th Big Ten championship for the gymnastics team.
Just another day at the office for the Michigan gymnastics team this year.
They are so good. I can't look to the right of me because the Villanova mascot is over there. And we made eye contact earlier and it terrified me. So I'm just avoiding it entirely.
The Wildcats brought everything they could. They've got the cheerleading squad, the mascot. Their band is up where the Michigan band usually sits. Michigan band has been relocated to the other end.
And the mascot. They brought the mascot. I don't know why. Probably to intimidate the other team because it's terrifying. And I'm very pro mascot as a person. I'm just not pro whatever that is.
We got the first warning from the officials. It's 4:44 left in the third quarter. Michigan holds a 3-point lead, 39-36. Looks like coming in for Villanova, it's going to be Oriole, Olsen, Garzone, Siegrist, and Runyon from the looks of it. And on the side of Michigan, Hillman, Dilk, Nolan, Lea Brown, and rounding it out, and Emily Kaiser, who's going to shoot 2.
And I think, no, okay. I always forget how long media timeouts are.
You got to run all your ads. Make your ad revenue for the week.
And then you're like trying to talk through it, and you start talking about like dumb stuff.
Like how scary the Villanova mascot
okay,
is?
that's not dumb, that's accurate. It's horrifying. Look it up. If you don't know what the Villanova mascot looks like, look it up right now and you'll agree with me because I'm right.
There is the horn and we're ready to go. Again, for Villanova on the floor, it's Oriole, Olsen, Garzone, Siegrist, and Runyon. And for Michigan, it's Hillman, Dilk, Nolan, Brown, and Emily Kaiser at the line to shoot 2. Three dribbles from Kaiser. First free throw off the back of the rim. Kaiser still looking for her first bucket of the ball game, but that's not to say she hasn't been productive. 6 rebounds and an assist as well. Knocks down the second, and Michigan's lead now is 4. The Wolverines again coming out in that sort of soft full court press. Villanova struggling to get it over. They've got 2 seconds, barely getting it over in the last second. Now the Wolverines coming out in a bit of a 2-3 zone. Siegrist driving in on Hillman, and that's going to be a foul called late. Hillman confused by that foul call. She was pretty much straight up. Siegrist leaned around her. There didn't seem to be much contact.
It was a shoulder. Just her shoulder made contact.
The country's second leading scorer, Maddie Siegrist, steps to the free throw line and knocks down the first.
Only Hillman's first foul, though, so nothing to worry about.
With a friendly bounce, Siegrist knocks down the pair. And now Villanova coming out in a little bit of token pressure. It's only Olsen up top.
They've kind of just had Olsen kind of hovering around every inbound and like see if you can just kind of reach in, and that's been their only full court real
Lea Brown fighting over 2 ball screens. Off contact. And she gives us the Jordan shrug as she makes a tough bucket from outside of the lane.
Lea Brown feels good, and she's letting everybody know it here in Chrysler.
We were talking about it at halftime. When Lea Brown gets the ball in a one-on-one situation, she just gets this spark in her eye as Oriole puts up a 3 and airballs it pretty cleanly, but falls into the hands of Siegrist, who makes a nice up and under layup.
Maybe that was a pass.
Olsen gets the steal on Dilk, and now Dilk will wrap her up. It's going to be a jump ball, and it's going to stay on the side of Michigan.
Things have been a little contentious between Olsen and Dilk, mainly on the side of Olsen, but something to note.
That was an awkward little exchange because Dilk lost the ball. Olsen jumped right on it, and Dilk wrapped her up immediately. And then there was a good 2 or 3 seconds before the whistle blew to call the jump ball.
Just sitting there, both holding onto the basketball, kind of just staring at each other.
And now we have some contention at the table. Quick little discussion between the referees. Not too sure what the call is.
Where Roush needs to be standing is apparently the call.
They move her 1 step over, and Michigan will inbound now. Gets it in cleanly to Nolan. Now Roush driving baseline after she got it right back. Maddie Nolan, a deep 3. That one off the back of the rim. Tipped away by Roush, and Lea Brown brings it up now. Roush bounced past to Kaiser at the top of the key. Swung back now to Roush, driving hard with the left hand. Up and under, tipped away by Siegrist. Michigan gets it right back. Roush in the corner for 3. That one off the front of the rim. Running after it is Hillman. And that's going to be a foul call down low. Looks like it's on Olsen. There was a lot of contact down low between Hillman and Olsen.
Olsen, not to, this isn't really a thing in basketball, as is like in hockey, but I don't know, but not to call her a pest, which sounds mean, but that's kind of what she's been doing this whole game, just kind of following whoever has the basketball and just kind of irritating them.
I mean, as a freshman point guard with a high motor like Olsen has, that's pretty much your job. She heads to the bench, though, now with 3 personal fouls. Maddie Nolan wide open up top for 3, leaves it short. Kaiser pulls down the rebound. 1 dribble out, and now Michigan will reset.
This whole offensive sequence has just shown how good their rebounds are.
Roush now for 3, won't go. Hurley, he pulls down the rebound, barely avoided the jump ball. Michigan now just 1 for 10 from deep today.
Rebounds are 35-17 in favor of the Wolverines.
Michigan still up by 2, 42-40 with 2:40 left to play here in the third quarter. Siegrist fighting through 2 screens, now driving downhill on Roush. A tough shot from outside the lane won't go. Hillman now pulling down her 9th rebound of the day. Roush picked up her dribble, now gets it into Hillman cleanly. Hillman has it tipped away. It's going to go off the hands of Hurley. And Maddie Nolan wanted a foul call there. Turns and tries to plead her case right away.
There's been a lot of slapping the ball out of people's hands in this game.
Cauley will check in. So she sends Oriole to the bench. Roush has her inbounds pass tipped away by Garzone. So Michigan will inbound now, but from the side.
Lea comes in for Maddie Nolan, if you couldn't hear that.
Inbounds pass in cleanly to Lea Brown, driving downhill, fighting through contact, up with 2 hands, won't go. Ball tipped all around. Hurley, he hit the ground, and Lea Brown upset with the no call there.
It's like the 3rd time I've noticed her on the floor.
Garzone will come up and get it now. About 1 step in from half court. 15 seconds left in the shot clock for the Wildcats. Pass over on the wing to Hurley. Siegrist calling for the lob. Hurley trying to drive downhill on Kaiser. Tough shot with the left hand, and Kaiser pulls down the rebound. Michigan looking to push in transition now. It's Roush slicing to the middle of the floor with the left hand. Kick out pass to the corner for Filia, and she'll reset now.
Gotten a little unlucky on offense, shot-wise, so really need to score here. Neither team has scored in the past 2 minutes.
Quick whistle on Cauley as she got caught holding the hip of Layla Filia coming off that ball screen, and now Filia will head to the line as Michigan is in the bonus.
Definitely they've started noticing some of those sneaky little fouls Villanova's had. because that was definitely a point of contention in that first half.
Neither team has scored in over 2 minutes of game time. Ophelia looking to end the drought here. First free throw drops down, nothing but net. And after 2 minutes and 34 seconds, Michigan finally bumps their tally up to 43. Minute and a half left here in the third quarter as Ophelia knocks down the second of the pair. The freshman now with 3 points on the day.
All free throws.
The Maze Rage and the rest of the Michigan fans here in Chrysler Center are getting loud. You've been able to hear them all day long. Herlihy with the ball in the ring, skip pass to the corner for Runyon. Shot fake, now driving middle with the right hand. Pass fake, won't go. Hillman now pulling it down. Kicking it up in transition for Lea Brown. This is where she loves to work. Kick to the corner for Ophelia. Lob pass inside for Kaiser, squaring up to the basket.
Hillman officially with a double-double.
Hillman, nice step through, move! And that's another bucket for the All-American. 23 points and 10 rebounds for Naz Hillman.
She really does it all. That starts with her getting the rebound and it ends with her getting the points.
Under a minute left to play here in quarter number 3. Siegrist will come up top, guarded closely by Hillman. Calling for a ball screen from Cauley. Siegrist picks up her dribble, has it tipped away. Lea Brown with the steal. She's got a 1-on-2. Pull-up jumper from inside the lane, and it goes! Lea Brown hypes up the crowd here in Chrysler, and it's an 8-point lead for Michigan.
Telling them to get loud, and honestly just get louder because it's already buzzing here.
12 seconds left on the game clock. Villanova holding for 1. Bounce pass to Cauley, she's got 6 seconds. Kick out, driving downhill is Mullen. Siegrist with a short corner pull-up jumper. That one won't go, and that's the horn. We head to the fourth quarter, and Michigan, after going scoreless for 2.5 minutes, and the last minute 30 of the quarter, goes on a 6-0 run to surge ahead by 8.
Definitely, like you said earlier, they can go on really incredible streaks, and crazy to think how that would have gone if there hadn't been for the end of the quarter. 6 straight points, and it didn't even look close, like at all. Like it didn't even seem like Villanova had a chance. Also, Herlihy was on the floor again. That's 4 times.
When Michigan is playing well and firing on all cylinders, it almost seems like the Wildcats just can't keep up with the tempo they want to play at.
No, for sure, because half of the Wildcats' points came from them tipping the ball from the Wolverines, or the Wolverines turning it over themselves. So when the Wolverines are, even if they aren't scoring, but they aren't giving the other team possession without, you know, at least putting a shot up, it really takes away all of Villanova's momentum and how they're able to score. And when they can't score, they can't win, obviously.
Talk about a storyline as it pops up on the Jumbotron. Michigan 14 points off the bench to Villanova's 0. All 14 of those coming off the hand of Lea Brown. And boy, isn't that scary. You've got the team's second leading scorer, second team all Big Ten coming off the bench. That is just a nightmare for game planning.
No, you can't just be prepared for what the Wolverines can do to you. They can, you know, make you look silly on all ends of the court, and when their bench is performing the way that they do, like, what do you do? And then also, yeah, it does seem like all of Villanova's scoring is coming from their main people, and the mascot is back.
The Wildcats are going to look to have to get something going on the offensive end. 0 from their last 4 from the floor and haven't scored in the last 3 minutes and 44 seconds of game time. And they're just going to have 10 minutes to try and outscore the Wolverines by more than 8. 48-40 as WCBN's own Zach Linfield just won rock, paper, scissors against the Villanova mascot.
Thank you, Zach, for defeating the evil. I don't know. The teeth are so weird.
Zach's just fighting the good fight right now. He really is.
For WCBN's honor.
While we're waiting for this timeout to wrap up and look around the world of college basketball again, Belmont, Tennessee is a pretty close game. The Volunteers are only up by 5, but talk about a game that isn't quite as close. Number 5 Notre Dame is currently up by 40 against the Oklahoma Sooners. The score there, 83-43 in favor of the Fighting Irish with 2 minutes left in the third quarter.
Huh.
If you're Notre Dame, that's got to feel good to do to somebody after Louisville did pretty much that exact same thing to you earlier in this season.
Yeah, that was rough. Can't say I didn't enjoy it though.
This game here in Ann Arbor, much closer. Michigan up 48-40. And it's going to be Runyon to inbound from right in front of us here.
Oh my God, hi.
Olsen, Garzone, Herlihy, Siegrist, and Runyon are the 5 for the Wildcats. For Michigan, it's Hillman, Felia, Roush, Brown, and Kaiser. Runyon cutting up top. Now fields the pass from Olsen. Swung around the horn. Now Siegrist getting it inside. Trying to work one-on-one against Hillman as the ball bounces right my way.
And Charlie got it.
And talk about that for an on-air call. I'll take a quick little snag. Kaiser inbounds cleanly with 9:40 to play.
Sitting this close has occupational hazards.
Bounce pass in to Lea Brown on the elbow. 2 dribbles, hesitation. Trying to get back to her left. Tough, awkward jumper. Hillman fields it cleanly up and under for the layup. Make it 25 for Naz Hillman and a 10-point lead for Michigan.
She's always exactly where she needs to be.
Olsen, nice behind the back move to get back to the middle, but Roush an even better recovery.
Roush has been playing Olsen really well this game.
3 ball coming off the hand of Siegrist, and it air balls, hits Lea Brown, who takes an awkward tumble to the ground. She's back up and okay, though. Roush kick to the corner for Felia. Hillman fighting through all sorts of contact with Garzone. Off the ball. Kaiser driving downhill with the left hand. Floater from outside the lane won't go.
Rebounded by Herlihy.
Under 9 minutes left. Olsen showed her shot on the pull-up jumper. Decides not to pull it. Herlihy now on the elbow, working against Kaiser. Hands it off to Runyon. Runyon has it tipped away. Hillman diving after it, and what a steal from Naz Hillman. A hustle play from the All-American. And the crowd again getting loud in Chrysler.
And the pass is tipped. Yeah, because that was not a good pass, but it was tipped off the hands of a Wildcat. It'll stay Michigan ball.
Siegrist and Runyon head to the bench for the Wildcats. Maddie Nolan will check in for Michigan as well. She'll send the freshman Felia to the bench. But now if you're Michigan, you have to amp it up and put as many on the board as you can right now with Villanova's best player over on the sideline.
Delay of game for Villanova.
Garzone was a bit too close to Roush on the inbound. Gets it in cleanly to Lea Brown. She's got 20 seconds to work. Driving downhill into the lane. Scoop layup with the left hand. And she hits us with the shrug once more. Villanova's going to call timeout.
There's a bit of argument going on the side of Villanova with some of the officials.
Villanova's entire coaching staff is not happy right now.
Is what?
Is not happy right now.
Oh, yeah, correct. I was gonna say short, but I didn't know if that's what you said.
The whiteboard's making its appearance here in Chrysler Center directly across from us, and it says Naz for MVP, a statement that I don't think anyone in here can argue right now. 25 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 steals for Naz Hillman. He's got 8 minutes for 5 more steals for the triple-double.
That one play that we just saw, because it was literally right in front of us, where she came over and knocked the ball away and managed to recover it like on her knees. You can just see how smart she is. You can tell that she knows what's going to happen. She knows exactly how Villanova is going to respond, and she's able to get in the way and, you know, create really good chances for the Wolverines on the other side. Sorry, they're doing a what year was it? And I'm pretty good at these, but I'm not convinced I got this one.
The first installment of Michael Bay's Transformers.
Never seen a Transformers.
Really?
They also had something with the Foo Fighters. Oh, I really should know this. I don't know. This feels very, I don't know. 2007. Yeah, I said that before they showed it.
I'll give you the benefit of the doubt because I wasn't looking up, but from your tone of voice, you're not really doing your best to convince me right now.
Okay, I got every single one right at football this season. Mostly because they just kept putting Star Wars movies in them, and I know the release years of all the Star Wars movies.
Again, quickly flashing back to that play in which Naz Hillman put it all out on the floor. You know, that's not a play that she has to make. You know, she's a first-team All-American. She's got 25 points, 10 rebounds right now. She already had a double-double at that point. She tipped it away, did what she needed to do on the defensive end. You know, she could have just let that ball go out of bounds. There wouldn't have been much time left in the shot clock for Villanova to work anyway. But just showing that she wants to win and wants it more than the Wildcats do right now, putting her body on the line for the hustle play. You know, that's a big reason why she has 5 steals.
I mean, yeah, we can laud like her individual stats because they're so incredible, but at her core, she's such a team player, and it's why she's so incredible. Also, does Maze-Rage have a St. Peter's shirt, or can I not read?
That is a St. Peter's shirt.
Nice.
Again, WCBN's very own Zach Linfield holding up a March Madness St. Francis Peacocks shirt. That kid works fast. It'll be Siegrist to inbound from in front of her own bench. It's Oriole, Olsen, Garzone, Herlihy, and Siegrist in for Villanova. Lob pass into Herlihy. Siegrist now getting inside, trying to work one-on-one against Hillman. Kick out pass for Garzone. One dribble, step back 3, that one off the back iron.
Nice rebound by the Wildcats. Oh, and Herlihy's on the floor.
That one's going to go down as a foul on Lea Brown, her first personal.
Something I want to note is the Wolverines' turnovers have been much better. They had 9 at the beginning of this half, and they only have 11 here in the fourth quarter. Herlihy hasn't shot any free throws, but she makes her first.
Gets the first one to go. The lead for Michigan now cut down to 11, 52-41 with under 8 minutes to play in regulation. It's Hillman and Kaiser down low to rebound. Herlihy's second free throw drops in, nothing but net again, and the lead cut down to just 10.
And no need to rebound for the Wildcats, who are being, the Wolverines are doubling them, as it's 40-20 in terms of rebounds.
Olsen up top, working one-on-one against Roush. And that's a steal for Oriole, running in transition. And that's an easy layup. Great anticipation by Oriole for the steal on the Roush pass.
Also implementing a full court press here, but they're giving up on it very quickly, so never mind.
Naz Hillman will bring it up with the dribble in transition. Spin move around Herlihy, driving downhill. And they're gonna say it's off Hillman. Looked like it was tipped away. Hillman might have thrown a hand out at it to try and keep it in bounds.
Could have hit a foot or something.
Layla Filia checking in for Lea Brown. Amy Dilk will check in as well. And she'll give Danielle Roush a break. The lead has been cut to single digits. It's 52-44. And it'll be Olsen to bring it up in the full court. Siegrist up top, calling for the ball. Hillman guarding her closely. Couple backdoor cuts. But Herlihy unable to find anyone, finally gets it into the hands of Olsen. Garzone now working one-on-one against Maddie Nolan.
Oh, out to Siegrist.
And that's another charge for Amy Dilk. Garzone kicked it away, had plenty of time to set her feet and calm herself down, but just continued her momentum in the same direction. And the veteran point guard, Amy Dilk, standing in there to take, as I mentioned, her second charge of the day.
Amy Dilk's been putting her body on the line this whole game, and they're just running right into her, so she'll do that all day.
Again, things that we mentioned with Amy Dilk that don't show up on the stat sheet. Being a pest on the perimeter, as you said, putting her body on the line. Nolan passes over to Kaiser. Siegrist out of the play. She tried to jump the passing lane. Long skip pass to Feely in the corner. One more to Maddie Nolan for three. That one's good. Maddie Nylon holds it up. And the lead is back to double digits, 55-44 with 6.5 minutes to play.
You rarely hear this place as loud as you do for a Maddie Nolan three.
Siegrist took a pull-up jumper, airball, chased down her own layup, and kicked it out of bounds, so it'll be Michigan ball underneath.
Once again, full court press that then just turns into Olsen sticking her hand after the basketball.
Nice behind-the-back move from Dilk, breaks the press. Kaiser now with it up top, bounce pass in for Hillman, and that one goes. Herlihy might have gotten away with a foul there.
I mean, how do you defend that? She just makes you look silly.
27-10 right now for Naz Hillman. Olsen up top, guarded by Felia. 5:45 left to play in regulation. Siegrist with the right hand, kicked up top. Herlihy with a deep knuckleball three, and Felia will pull down the rebound.
Seeing Villanova's shots, they've just been taking whatever they can get, and you can definitely tell they're not making as many because the opportunities have been worse.
Michigan barely getting it over in the 10 seconds as Felia spent quite a long time dancing in the backcourt.
Tipped out by Olsen.
Michigan's got just 7 seconds to work, and there's a bailout foul on Olsen.
It did help that Amy kind of contorted her whole body over her. But Olsen should have been that close. And then you don't get that foul called.
That's just an inexperienced foul from Olsen. And that now is her 4th personal. They'll send Mullen to the check-in table, most likely to get her at the next dead ball. But I mean, Dilk is 75 feet from the basket, and they've got 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Is a kick-out pass. Maddie Nolan for three again, leaving it off the front of the rebound, front of the rim this time.
Olsen almost had the steal, and I think that's why she was still in there. But like at that point, just kind of got to back off.
10 seconds left in this set for Michigan. Felia up top with the ball. Swung around. That pass was intended for Nolan, but she just threw it clean out of bounds.
Just a bit too short.
And again, checking in is Brooke Mullen, the junior guard from Langhorne, Pennsylvania. (57-44) as 2 more substitutions come in. Nolan and Dilk head to the bench, and Danielle Roush and Lea Brown check back in. I was saying 57-44 with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left to play here. Mullen kicks over to Garzone, has an easy lane inside, pull-up jumper, leaves it off the left side of the rim.
She was making like every single one of those early in this game. You can kind of like her missing that. You can see how frazzled this Wildcats team is getting, and they're making stupid mistakes.
Great job there by Michigan, just playing to the scouting report. They know Garzone doesn't want to drive downhill, and there's an off-ball foul called on Oriole. Another substitution, it'll be Bella Runyon checking in for Garzone. And now Garzone will head right back in and send out Oriole. Maddie Nolan also checking in for Danielle Roush. Some hectic substitutions here. Is
just scrambling.
Lots of contact. There's going to be, looks like a foul call. That it's going to be a trip on Runyon, looks like, from the initial.
Was that, is Herlihy on the floor again? May seem like it, but I can't guarantee, so my count stays at 5.
Correction, the foul is going to be, it is going to be a trip, but it's going to be on Mullen. So correction on my end again, it's on Herlihy.
So she was on the floor. 6.
Michigan now just 1 foul away from being in the bonus. Inbounds pass in cleanly to Nolan, and then there's that 5th foul.
And now you manifested it.
Runyon just wrapped up Lea Brown as she was cutting in off the inbounds pass.
Getting a little desperate on the side of the Wildcats here. but it's like you have 4 minutes left. Maybe wait, as the Wolverines will now be in the bonus that whole time.
First free throw from Lea Brown drops. An 82% free throw shooter on the year.
That's her 17th point.
Make it 18 as she knocks down the pair. 15-point lead here for the Wolverines. 4 minutes and 8 seconds left to go. Ophelia guarding Garzone up top.
And Ophelia's not giving her any room.
Herlihy now way deep beyond the three-point arc, driving downhill. Tough pull-up jumper off the backboard. Kaiser pulls down the rebound, has it tipped away, and somehow it finds the hands of Lea Brown.
Really smart play by Kaiser, just knocking it out, knowing that there were 3 girls surrounding her, and that the chances were that a Wolverine would be the one to recover it.
Michigan right now on a 7-0 run. Villanova hasn't scored in almost 4 minutes. What a block by Herlihy. Siegrist peeks up her dribble. Garzone now, 2 dribble pull-up, kicks out to the corner. Again, 1 dribble pull-up from the other side, and that one finally goes. Mullins got her first bucket of the day.
I think you jinxed them in terms of the scoreless streak.
Great ball movement there by the Wildcats. Really the first, what seemed like organized offensive effort we've seen from them in quite some time.
If they calm down, they have a chance to get back in this game, but it seemed like there was just a little run where they were just frantic.
Nolan kicks inside for Hillman, driving up the left hand, and she's fouled. Herlihy caught her on the arm. That's her 3rd personal. And now Naz Hillman to go to the line to shoot 2.
Hillman 3 for 4 free throws. Roush comes in for Ophelia. And Runyon is gone. And Garzone. Or she's not gone, they're just talking, never mind.
As the MVP chants ring a bit loud before the free throws. Hillman's first off the back iron. Under 3 minutes to play here. Hillman's second free throw is up and also no good. Hit every part of the rim. Michigan's lead just 13 still. Mullen kicks out for Olsen, who has re-entered. Now gives it back to Mullen. Driving hard downhill on Danielle Roush, and Roush catches her on the arm.
She'll shoot 2. Just Roush's first, so nothing to worry about. Team's second as well.
Mullen, an 83% free throw shooter on the year.
As we'll see 4 for Gardler for the first time in this game.
First free throw from Mullen, rims in and out.
It's the St. Peter's shirt that they're holding up for some reason.
Mullen's second free throw gets a friendly bounce and rolls in. 59-47 here in Chrysler. Villanova coming out in some full court pressure now. Kaiser's got 6 seconds to get it over. Gets it up to Hillman, 3 seconds now. Lob pass into Maddie Nolan on time.
Good pressure by the Wildcats. They could have done that earlier. Instead, they just kind of fell off as soon as they got the first initial pass.
Roush dribbles over on the right wing, right in front of her own bench. Kaiser kicks it over to Lea Brown. Had the wide open 3, passed it up. Pull-up jumper now from the elbow as time is expiring. Hillman pulls down a rebound.
Behind the back, like reaching way back to get that one. Wolverines going to take as much time as they can here.
10 seconds on the shot clock, 2 minutes on the game clock. Lea Brown calling for a ball screen. Pulls up for 3 now as the shot clock almost expires, but Brown leaves it a bit short.
Just off the front of the rim.
Siegrist driving downhill. Floater from the elbow won't go.
Siegrist has been very quiet in this game, not to jinx it, knock on wood, but 12 points for her.
Michigan breaks the press easily, and Danielle Roush has a left-handed layup. The lead now 14 with 1.5 minutes left to go.
They left her wide open.
And there's going to be a timeout called for Villanova. And Michigan is loud over there on their bench. And the Michigan fans are even louder in the stands behind us.
The Wolverines are pulling away. I don't want to, again, not to jinx anything, but they're just sustaining pressure. They've been able to break the press. And then on the other hand, the Wildcats, like we mentioned before, just frantic, not taking any time to set anything up, but that's because you don't have time really. But shots aren't falling because they're taking them at awkward angles and they're putting 3 people on 1 girl and leaving people wide open under the net. Just seeing easy, simple mistakes that they weren't making earlier on in this game, and they're really coming to hurt them.
A 14-point lead with 1:25 left to play here. Michigan is up 61-47. Naz Hillman leading the way with 27 points and 11 rebounds. Lea Brown right behind her with 18 points and 4 rebounds of her own. Garzone to inbound, lob passed in for Herlihy. Her reverse layup won't go, gets her own rebound, tries to put it up again, but Kaiser tips it out of bounds. It'll stay on this end.
Good block there. Unfortunately, it didn't end up back in the hands of a Wildcat, but prevented that initial shot.
Garzone to inbound from in front of her own bench. Is looking for the lob pass, decides to play it safe and get it into Gardler. Kicked over to Garzone, driving downhill with the right hand. Hesitation out of the right hand again. Stepped through, got away with a travel for sure, but it doesn't matter, her floater won't go.
It's the Wolverines' 48th rebound there. Two away from 50 compared to only 24 for the Wildcats.
Roush broke the full court press and was fouled on the sideline. That one is on Lucy Olson. That'll be her 5th, and she's fouled out.
Thank you for the memories. Roush yet to shoot a free throw in this game with 4 points of her own.
As Villanova starts to clear the bench here. 1:02 left to play. Michigan holds this 14-point lead, and Amy Dilk will check in. A ceremonial send-off for Emily Kaiser. She's just played her last game here in Chrysler Center.
First free throw is no good.
Roush to the line now to shoot her second. This one is up and good.
5 points for her as she'll check out.
And a big embrace there on the sideline between Coach Kim Barnes-Arico and Danielle Roush. Under a minute left to play, 62-47 Michigan.
And it's getting loud here in Chrysler. A sign in the Maze Rage saying 18-0 here in Chrysler this season.
Michigan just, as you mentioned, moments away from finishing this season undefeated at home. As there's a foul on Oriole, Lea Brown will go to the line to shoot 2. Cameron Williams checks in. And what a send-off that is, as Naz Hillman heads to the bench.
One of the best players to ever do it in Chrysler, and she'll be missed for sure. So many memories in this arena.
Hugs all the way down the line for Hillman. A projected lottery WNBA draft pick. Not too long until we see that 00 jersey hanging in the rafters above us. And there's the last senior send-off as Amy Dilk heads to the bench.
What a season so far. What a season at home, especially. And Wolverines just gonna ride it out here. And I think I can say that. I think it's safe.
A strange off-ball foul there on Maddie Nolan. And she'll head to the benches alongside Lea Brown, who heads over with 20 points and 5 rebounds.
What a game for Lea Brown.
33 seconds left in this one. And Michigan is just moments away from headed back to the Sweet 16 as this is our house chance play.
Colley was fouled there.
Foul is on Cedar. Colley will go to the line to convert the and one, but this is doing nothing but delaying the inevitable.
Very loud, this is our house chants. And she misses the free throw, and I would too, to be honest.
Villanova still full court pressing here.
Not gonna foul though.
Michigan finally gets it over. And now Cedar is gonna dribble it out. The crowd here in Chrysler is on their feet.
As
5 seconds left. 3 seconds left. And there's the horn. Michigan is headed back to the Sweet 16.
they keep dancing. And they get to go to Kansas.
What a game it was from the Michigan Wolverines. Final score here in Ann Arbor, 64-49. And the story of the game, who else would it be but Naz Hillman? In her final game at Chrysler Center, the All-American, 27 points, 11 rebounds, 5 steals in 39 minutes of action.
She put on a show in her last game here as the team will celebrate with the fans. It's very loud in here, rightfully so.
What a game and what a home season it was for the Michigan Wolverines. 18-0 here in Chrysler Center. And as we said before, Kim Barnes-Arico and the Michigan Wolverines are headed back to the Sweet 16. They will face off against South Dakota for a chance to go to the Elite Eight.
What a moment. What a team.
What a moment, what a team, and what a season. As the team meets at mid-court for some pictures, but you know, we just can't talk about this senior class enough. Emily Kaiser, Danielle Rausch, Amy Dilk, and Naz Hillman. They've done everything you could ever want your groups to do. The storyline of Rausch and Kaiser, waiting it out, sitting, doing their time, paying their due diligence, and now this season they have been a huge piece of this Michigan team. Rausch stepped into the role as the starting point guard. Kaiser, basically a double-double machine. And then the two-headed monster of Amy Dilk and Naz Hillman. They'll definitely be missed as the four of them kiss the logo at midcourt.
It's their last game at home, but it's not their last game, and none of them are content. They want to keep going.
As the MVP chants for Naz Hillman continue to ring through Chrysler Center. Again, her stat line from today, 27 points, 11 rebounds, 5 steals in 39 minutes of action. And as Coach Kim Barnes-Arico is interviewed right in front of us, you know, as much credit as goes to the players, she needs her credit as well. What a job she has done with this program. Last year, the team made their deepest tournament run ever, making it to the Sweet 16 before falling in overtime to Baylor. This year, they're headed back-to-back years to the Sweet 16. Michigan was ranked as high as 4th in the nation this year. And this is a program that, you know, 10 years ago was wouldn't even make the NIT. Just what an incredible team, what an incredible program that Coach Kim Barnes-Arico has built. And it's nothing but happy emotions here in Chrysler.
The Wolverines, especially this team, has been something special to watch. They just keep getting better. And they just prove like all the hard work that they've put into this program is paying off, and we're so lucky to be able to watch it live.
Michigan's season is not done yet. They are still dancing. But from Chrysler Center for the last time this year, my name is Charlie Brigham. Alongside me, Kendall Spencer. Earlier, it was Jared Greenspan and Kellen Flynn. We'd like to thank you for tuning in to WCBN Sports coverage of Michigan women's basketball. What a home season it was. 18 wins at home for a perfect undefeated record. But again, from the last time from Chrysler Center this season, my name is Charlie Brigham, signing off for WCBN Sports, and I'm going to leave you like we always do with a good night and a Go Blue.